The Social Security Administration has a Blue Book. And what happens if your disability is not on that list? Well, let me clarify one thing. In the olden days, the book was actually blue. Today, it is not. It is a listing of impairments that you can find online. It's a medical guide that's used by SSA to determine whether a claimant qualifies based on just the medical conditions. It includes detailed criteria for a wide variety of physical and mental impairments that are considered severe enough to qualify for disability benefits. The Blue Book is divided into two sections. Part 1, these are conditions that affect adults age 18 and older. And then there's a second part for conditions that primarily affect children under age 18. The criteria for automatic approval is quite simple. If a claimant's condition matches one of the listings in the Blue Book and they meet the specific severity requirements, they are typically automatically approved for disability benefits. Each listing includes a detailed description of medical evidence that's required to demonstrate that impairment meets or is equivalent to the criteria. This includes specific symptoms, laboratory results, imagings like MRIs and CAT scans, and treatment history. Now, you might be wondering what happens if your disability is not listed in this Blue Book, and that's okay. If it's not in the Blue Book, it doesn't mean that you don't automatically qualify or that you're ineligible. Instead, you can still qualify for benefits through other routes, specifically the Medical-Vocational Allowance. If your condition doesn't exactly match, SSA will assess whether the medical conditions that you have is equivalent in severity to a listed condition. This is known as equaling a listing. If your condition does not meet or equal a listing, SSA will consider how your symptom affects your ability to work through a residual functional capacity. This assessment determines what work-related activities you're still able to perform despite your condition. Factors like your age, education, your work experience, and the severity of your symptoms are used to decide if there is any substantial work that you can still do. The disability determination process first reviews your medical records, and then they evaluate how these conditions affect your ability to perform your daily activities and your work-related activities and your tasks. If they determine that you cannot perform substantial gainful activity, again, meaning that you cannot earn more than the SGA limit. In 2025, this would be $1,620 per month or $2,700 per month for blind individuals. You may still be approved, even if your condition is not specifically listed. You might be wondering, how do I strengthen my application if my condition is not listed? Well, my very first and most strongest recommendation is detailed medical documentation, providing comprehensive records, including the notes from your doctors, the test results, and imaging. These pieces of information form a good, complete picture of how severe your condition is, and this is the type of information that's most useful to get the best outcome for your claim.